We have so many trades to talk about and break down in today's MLB recap. The Guardians, they finally did something, by the way. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he is the hottest hitter in baseball right now. He had 4 extra base hits in one game yesterday. Jazz Chisholm Jr. and Aaron Judge, they combined for 4 home runs. One of the home runs that Jazz hit was with Aaron Judge's bat, and Paul Skeens, he just made some insane history as he dominated again. I'm going to get the e-bagging out the way super quick. Don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. All right, I'm done. Let's talk about these trades. This is one of the biggest overpays I've ever seen. Trevor Rogers, this is breaking news, by the way. This is the latest trade. Trevor Rogers, who was very good in 2021, I'll give him that. He had a 2.6 ERA and a 10.5 strikeouts per 9 as he almost won Rookie of the Year. But since that point, Trevor Rogers has a near 5 ERA over 2022 to 2024, and the Orioles just acquired him in exchange for Connor Norby and Kyle Stowers. If you're a Marlins fan, you're probably thinking, I would have taken one of these dudes in exchange for Trevor Rogers, a guy with a 5 ERA since 2022. You're getting Connor Norby, who came into 2023 as the 93rd prospect or 93rd ranked prospect in baseball. In AAA this year, he's batting .297 with 21 doubles, 16 home runs, and 13 stolen bases, and an almost .910 OPS. You'll take that. Kyle Stowers, he hasn't been as good this year in AAA, but 16 doubles, 18 home runs, and an .877 OPS. I mean, this is a massive haul for a guy who, again, has a 5 ERA since 2022. That's why you might not see Jack Flaherty or Tarek Skubal or Garrett Crochet get moved, because it might require sending your firstborn child along with them. Staying with overpays, it all kind of started last night when Yusei Kikuchi was traded from the Blue Jays to the Houston Astros in exchange for some pretty big pieces. Jake Bloss did not look at his 2024 ERA. If we take a look at what Jake Bloss did in the minor leagues, he went from single A to double A to triple A in one single year. He had a 1.64 ERA with 63 strikeouts and 66 innings, so he's not a big strikeout guy, but he's a guy that misses a lot of hard hits, and the Blue Jays, they need someone like that. Joey Loperfido, I call him like the Walmart or Kroger's version of Jarren Duran. He's very, very similar, and I feel like he has a really high ceiling and a bright future ahead of him. So Jake Bloss, Joey Loperfido, and Will Wagner, which is a fantastic baseball name. He turned 26 years old on the day that he was traded. Go figure. If we take a look at what he's done in the minor leagues, he also went from rookie to double A to triple A last year. He's been in triple A this year, where he's hitting .307 with 5 home runs and 41 RBIs in 70 games with 54 walks to 33 strikeouts. This Will Wagner guy is pretty good. Jorge Soler is back on the Braves. We all know what he did when he won a World Series with the Braves. He's actually a 2-time World Series winner. He won one with the Royals and now with the Braves, and I think 2021 he again was the MVP that year. He is going back to the Braves with Luke Jackson, who also was a member of the Braves in 2021. The only guy that they're missing is Jock Peterson. So a quick reminder, Jorge Soler is going from the Giants to the Braves with Luke Jackson, and now we're moving on to Lane Thomas, another lefty smasher. Lane Thomas is going to the Guardians. Well, Lane Thomas has been very good for the last month or so. He's got a 134 WRC plus since late May. He's also second in baseball in stolen bases behind Ellie De La Cruz since late May. His on-base percentage is just behind Juan Soto in terms of right fielders. Moving on, we have Eric Fetty and Tommy Pham going from the White Sox to the Cardinals. So Tommy Pham is going back to where it all started when he was a monster in 2017 when he was 11th in MVP. 23 doubles, 25 home runs while hitting .306. He was insane. So he goes back to St. Louis. Eric Fetty, that is a big time add to the rotation. He went to the KBO and he got fixed. So I'm really happy that he actually saved his career. He's got a 3.1 ERA and 108 strikeouts. The Cardinals, that's a big time add. Tommy Edman is not going back to the White Sox. This was a 3-team trade. Tommy Edman is going to the LA Dodgers, and we know that Tommy Edman, in his prime, he's one of the best defenders in baseball. In 2021 and 2022, he had back-to-back 30 stolen base seasons. He hasn't really been as good as he was his rookie year when he hit .304 with a 122 OPS plus, but he's a really good defender who can switch hit. And also the Dodgers are picking up Michael Kopech, who has been brutal, like absolutely brutal as the White Sox closer, but he's got 59 strikeouts in 43 innings. If anyone can fix this guy, it's the Dodgers. Now, who's going back to the White Sox? Well, the White Sox are getting Miguel Vargas. I do like Miguel Vargas and his ceiling. And then they got Alexander Albertus and Gerald Perez. I'm not going to lie, one of the worst returns I've ever seen. I don't know what the White Sox future plan is, because it seems like they don't have one. For the second consecutive trade deadline, Amed Rosario is going to the Dodgers. Now, this might be a hot take, but I think that Amed Rosario is one of the biggest empty calorie hitters in baseball. Yeah, he's hitting 307 with a 113 OPS plus, but he chases at every pitch. He does not walk, and he's one of the worst defenders I've ever seen. So Amed Rosario, he does get on base because he's got a few singles in his back pocket, but I think that he's an empty calorie kind of guy. Justin Turner, he's going from the Blue Jays to the Mariners. He's been pretty decent. He's 39 years old, so he's a dinosaur. He's got 6 home runs and a 107 OPS plus, but he does have a 351 on base because he takes a lot of walks. He says he feels like he let down the entire country of Toronto. Frankie Montas, he stole from the Reds. He had a 5 ERA and 19 starts. He got paid $16 million to be stinky. He's going to the Brewers, so the Brewers are trying to keep up, and we know that the Reds, they're probably selling. Speaking of the Reds selling, Lucas Sims is going to the Boston Red Sox. He is a strikeout machine. He has 40 strikeouts in 35 innings this year, which is pretty good, but last year he had 72 and 61 innings. He's got like a 3.3 ERA from 2023 to 2024, so he's been pretty good. Another pitcher going to the Boston Red Sox, Quinn Priester. If you play MLB The Show, this guy was infamous, one of the most disgusting cards we've ever seen. He has all of the stuff in the world to be a great pitcher. He was a former top prospect, but he just hasn't really panned out. Andrew Bailey, the pitching coach for the Red Sox, I can't wait to see what he does with this guy. The Yankees have made yet another trade. Do not mind the 4.21 ERA of Mark Leiter. The only thing that the Yankees are worried about is the strikeout stuff. 53 strikeouts in 36 innings. What is that? A 13.1 strikeouts per nine with a 2.1 FIP. A 2.1 FIP is really impressive because it takes out the fielders. So an ERA can sometimes be inflated by butchers out there like a Kyle Schwarber in left field might let something drop and 2-run score. The 2.1 FIP suggests that Mark Leiter is very, very good as a pitcher all by himself. So this is a big ad for the Yankees bullpen. And last but not least, Jalen Beeks has been weird to say the least. He is a Rockies relief pitcher, so again, that ERA is always going to be inflated. He has a 4.74 ERA and only 38 strikeouts in 49 innings. He's going to the Pirates. He was really good in 2022 with the Rays, but ever since he left the Rays, he's kind of fallen off a cliff. So yeah, the Pirates, they're just trying to add some depth, and he's a guy in their bullpen. There's all the trades. So because we just spent a ton of time on trades, I'm going to trim down the games from yesterday and really just showcase the best parts. And this first game is a great example. Alex Call, his 3-run home run put the Nationals up by 5, but skipping to the 9th, things don't look quite the same. It's now 8-5 after the Diamondbacks had a few RBI singles. Ketel Marte just put a dent in that baseball. That ball was in on his kneecaps, and he just opened up the hips, and his hands are insanely fast. Lourdes, he got on base for pinch hitter Corbin Carroll. You hang it, he's going to bang it. Corbin, he had a splitter drop right into his barrel, and he had a missile walk-off 2-run home run. And good thing that he did that, because that really helped Diamondbacks fans forget about the fact that Jordan Montgomery gave up 6 runs again. You know who did not give up 6 runs? Paul Skeens, who might legitimately win both Rookie of the Year and Cy Young. Now, I do have to show this real quick. Yasmani Grandal, he pummeled a solo home run to make it 2-1, but only one of those 2 were earned runs, and Skeens, he punched out 6 over 6 innings, and because it was just 1 earned run, he lowered his ERA even further. He's got a 1.9 ERA and 103 strikeouts in his first 13 starts. He's the second fastest ever to 100 strikeouts, just behind Kerry Wood. And by the way, Kerry Wood had 20 strikeouts in game number 5 of his big league career, so Paul Skeens, that's a pretty good pace. After Paul left the game, his team finally remembered how to hit. O'Neal Cruz, he ripped an RBI double off of Ryan Presley, who has not been great this year, and his replacement, Josh Hader, he's also kind of stunk it up. Michael A. Taylor with a 3-run cannonball. Hader has tons of strikeouts, so he's been nasty, but the home runs per 9 has tripled from like 0.5 to almost 1.9. David Bednar, he hasn't been great either. He walked in a run, but the nightmare inning is over. He popped up Yainer Diaz. The Pirates have won 2 games in a row. They're 54 and 52. Now, this next game is a pretty big one, because if the Rangers win, not only would they help themselves in the AL West because Houston just lost, but also it would help Pittsburgh in the NL wildcard standings. We got a blast from the past after Corey Seager ripped an RBI double. By the way, he's playing his 1,000th career game. Someone with nearly 1,500 games just went yard. Matt Carpenter with the 3-run jack. He had a 131 OPS plus from 2012 to 2018. He was a monster in his prime. Now, Texas did spoil the fun, though, as Jonah Heim, he tied it on a single. Texas got one more on a ground out, and then another in the 7th inning on an error from Nolan Arenado, of all people. Nathaniel Lowe, he just tattooed a baseball, 2 runs on 1 swing. And Marcus Semien, he just saved multiple runs from scoring. Kirby Yates got his 19th save as the Rangers. They're within 3.5 games of Houston and St. Louis. They're tied with Pittsburgh at 2 games back of a wild card spot. Here we go. The Mariners, they can regain sole possession of first place and a 4.5 game lead over the Rangers if they win, but I guess that just wasn't in the cards. Masataka Yoshida is reportedly being heavily shot by the Red Sox, and this is advertising at its finest. 425 feet on the no-doubter off of Logan Gilbert. Boston kept on teeing off. They laced 4 doubles after that 2-run home run. Devers, Tyler O'Neill, Dom Smith, Connor Wong. Logan gave up 7 earned runs in 2 2/3. I think he threw like 50 pitches in 1 inning, which is a career worst. Masataka Yoshida just secured a big 4 RBI game. That right there is a 2-run single, and this fan just dropped a home run. Dom Smith goes the other way, and then even Duran, I'm not going to show it, but he doubled in once to the Red Sox. Again, they're just absolutely going off. I will skip to this, though. Randy Arozarena, that's his first home run as a Mariner. He's 5 for his first 11, so he's been really hot to start his career in Seattle. Cal Raleigh, he has a home run in 3 consecutive games. So you would think with Logan Gilbert on the bump and the offense scoring 7, they would win. Nope. Romy Gonzalez, his 2-run home run in the 6th inning pushed it to 14 runs. Tough to win when you give up 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. No, extra points. Football. Boston picks up the W, but now they need the Royals to lose because they're 1 game back of the Royals in the AL wildcard spot. Well, Boston fans, you can thank Bobby Witt Jr. for ruining any chance of doing that. We're going to skip all the way to the 7th inning. Andrew Vaughn, he got all of that pitch. 425 feet for his 12th home run. So it's 5-2 Chicago, but obviously something happened though. Hunter Renfroe, he muscled that ball out. That gave Kansas City a little bit of life. And MJ Melendez, please do not wake up. He cannot get going. That would be very, very bad for Twins and Guardians fans if MJ Melendez gets going for the Royals. They kept their foot on the gas. Michael Garcia, that's a single with 2 outs. Adam Frazier got plunked. Michael Massey worked a walk. And you can guess what happened next. Bobby Witt Jr. golfed the pitch out for a grand slam, his 4th hit of the game. He's batting .575 with 9 extra base hits and 12 RBIs in the second half. He's only struck out twice in 40 at-bats. One of the greatest showcases of ability I've ever seen from a baseball player. He's on pace for a 10.9 F4 season. The only person ahead of him right now on pace in terms of F4 is Aaron Judge, who's on pace for another 11 F4 campaign. His stats before August just do not compute with my little brain. He's at 38 home runs. More on him in just a second because I got a question for you guys. You like Jazz? Jazz goes oppo for his first career Yankee home run, and Ben Rice, he crushed his 7th. His exit velocities and walk rates are juicy. I expect him to get better and better as his luck improves because he's been very unlucky. Brandon Marsh, hello, he goes to the second deck as Philly makes it a 1-run game when Juan Soto, he ripped it back open for the Yankees. His 2-run double down the line opened the floodgates as Austin Wells, he almost went yard. It careens off the wall away from Brandon Marsh. He's around for 3 bases on that 2-run triple. Anthony Volpe, he's going yard and staying hot. He's batting .333 with 3 home runs to start the second half. Soto, he did it again, but he goes to the opposite side this time, an RBI double to left field. He's batting .310 with 53 extra base hits and a near 190 OPS plus. Jazz, apparently he had never gotten a base hit off of a positional player, so he used a heavier bat. He's using Aaron Judge's bat, and that's a big 2-home run day. The Yankees have won 3 games in a row, while the Phillies, they've lost 12 of their last 20. So before we talk about if the Yankees gained some ground on the Orioles, check out what the Guardians did on the same day that they added Lane Thomas. Jose Ramirez took his 9-iron out for this swing and RBI double, as the Guardians, they used a few other swings from Naylor and Noel to go up by 3. Rookie John Kenzie Noel, Big Christmas, now has 7 RBIs his last 8 starts. J-Ram, I want you guys to guess the distance. You guys got it? How far did that baseball go? If you said 451 feet, you are a wizard. Bo Naylor. This last week has really brought this team back to life. His 3-run lefty-lefty pimp job gives him 7 home runs, and Jose, he now has 26 home runs, 85 RBIs, 20 stolen bases, a 138 OPS plus. He ties Albert Bell for second most home runs in Cleveland history. He's got 242 home runs, 348 doubles, 222 stolen bases. He is a once-in-a-lifetime fantasy baseball player. Cleveland, they win big, but I do want to show Dylan Dingler's first RBI and base hit. I told you guys, losing Carson Kelly is not going to be a problem. Wencel Perez, he tagged a 2-run home run, but the Guardians, they take it, and they're now 5-2 over the last week. What is this box score I'm looking at? Like, the Mets beat the Twins 15-2. Jesse Winker made his Mets debut. He did not get an RBI, but he had a hit and a walk. Pete, make it $22,000 to Animal Shelter, so he's got 22 home runs on the year. From there, I don't even really know how to recap this. It's just single after single after sac fly after sac fly. Jeff McNeil, RBI single. Luis Torrens, RBI single. Francisco Lindor, you guessed it, RBI single. That Pete Alonso home run was the only RBI extra base hit until the 7th inning. Nimmo, RBI single. I think that's in the 6th inning. They're up by 7. Now, before we show the other RBI extra base hits, look at Tyrone Taylor in right field. He came in for Jesse Winker, and he took away a home run from Ryan Jeffers. Jeffers was rounding the bases. He thought that he had a home run. He was not happy. The Mets push it to 15 runs on 3 separate RBI doubles to end it. I'm going to call it after this Pete Alonso double, though. The Mets are 6 games over 500, but they're 16 games over 500 their last 50. They have the best record in baseball since the start of June. All right, here we go. The Jays and Orioles doubleheader. Zach Eflin with the paint for his first career strikeout in an Oriole uniform. Yariel Rodriguez had a start to forget for the Jays with Ryan Mountcastle. His RBI single started a terrible day. He walked Westberg with the bases loaded, and James McCann is a tough guy. He stayed in the game after this. Tissues in the nose and all. He is an absolute warrior. Justin Turner, he was then traded mid-game, but we already know that. Jordan, I thought that this ball was about to leave. It stays in. That's his second double of the game, so only 1 scores. Ryan's thrown out home plate. The Bo Bichette replacement, I do want to mention this. Addison Barger, that's his first career home run, so 430-foot 3-run moonshot. That swing kind of unlocked the power button hack for both teams because Anthony Santander, he smashed his 30th. His career high, by the way, is 33. Vladdy, he stole it out of the catcher's mitt. He hit it at the last millisecond. He's got 20 home runs. Ryan Mountcastle, he got this ball to stay fair as well. The Orioles, they win game number 1, 11-5. Vladdy's RBI single in the 9th inning of game 1 kept his momentum going, but we'll talk about Vladdy in a second because Baltimore, they kept their power streak going as well. As soon as Colton Cowser made contact, he knew that that ball was absolutely demolished, and Jordan Westberg, he's turning into a serious problem. He's got 18 home runs and a 135 OPS plus. But remember, the Blue Jays have Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and he steals the lead back. This man had 4 extra base hits in 1 game. Here's his 3rd. This home run was on a line. How did that ball even get out? It was out in 2 seconds flat. Vladdy found another gap for another RBI extra base hit. So again, a massive 4 extra base hit game. Vladdy's hitting 350 over his last 72 games. He's got 37 extra base hits and 58 RBIs over that stretch. Is he going to get traded? By the way, the Yankees, they're just a half game back of the Orioles after they lost game number 2. Jamison Taillon came into this game pretty hot, and he was getting scouted by other teams. Keyword was, I don't know if he still is, but Will Benson melted a pitch. He sets a new career high with 12 home runs, and he knew it too. That was a sick bat flip. The man who rakes can also run a little bit. Spencer Steer, he doubled. Then he stole 3rd base without any issue, and he just manufactured a run all by himself. He scores on the wild pitch. Taillon, he got into some more trouble. 2 are on for TJ Friedel. Yikes, it's now 6-0 Reds. Taillon is out after allowing 6 and 4 1/3. Now check out this next play. Miguel Amaya, he squibbed one. Everything was going right for the Reds today. It kicks off the bag, and Spencer Steer, he's able to flip it behind him, and he gets the out. Candelario provided some thunder as well. He quietly has 17 home runs. Nate Pearson had an interesting Cubs debut, to say the least. After Jamier went yard off of him, Nate hit Tyler Stevenson with a runaway fastball. He gets ejected. Manager Craig Counsell gets ejected as well. It was a weird series of events. I hope that Tyler's okay. Michael Busch swatted his 13th home run. He ruins the shutout, but both teams, they're still 10 games back of the Central and 5+ games back of the wild card. Milwaukee is now cruising in the NL Central after things got tight 2 or 3 weeks ago. Atlantic came out hot in this game. Rookie Grant Holmes, he struck out the side in his first ever start. He's the first Brave ever to do that, and he did it again in the 2nd inning. Now, it wasn't 3 consecutive guys in the 2nd inning, but he has 6 strikeouts through 2, make it 7 through 3. Now he's going to get some run support. You get 2 solo home runs from Ozuna, who has 31. Arcia now has back-to-back games with the home run. Reese, he just ruined Grant's shutout, his 18th home run, but it's okay because Grant, he settles back in. He had 8 strikeouts, just 3 base hits over 5 frames. Not a debut. Again, it's his first ever start. He's been a reliever before. The saddest part, he's not going to get the W. Willy Adames, get your bag. This dude is going to make $20 million a year easily. He's got 17 home runs and fantastic defense. That's not fantastic defense. Kelnick, buddy, he completely misread a line drive. Joey Ortiz, he gets a free RBI double. Adames, he's on again. He's got 3 base hits already. That means that this home run is a 2-run blast for rookie Jackson Chourio. Remember, he just turned 20 years old. He's 20 years old and 4 months. He's hitting .341 with 12 extra base hits, 17 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. bases his last 23 games. Sean Murphy, that's a big-time confidence booster, but it didn't really matter. They get crushed. If you guys enjoyed today's recap, do me a quick favor, leave a like and subscribe because we've been on the grind, and this was a big boy recap, so my editor, Pesky Talk, he was going crazy. Please be sure to subscribe to Pesky Talk. We hope that you guys have a great rest of your day and enjoy the web gems.
Back out to gain a little confidence.
Deep short, Junior's throw is in. To Fraley, spun around, on the run, he makes the play.
Front. Line drive to right field. Baroa coming in, slides to.
Ball was leaning back the other way. Vargas hits it along the right field line. Look out, Jake McCarthy. Here comes Walker. What?
Lineup tonight.
In the air, right field, Suzuki back some more, makes the catch.
This one is towards Pena. Jeremy with a lot of